How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scarlet, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some recent Pokemon rumors for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. The first one is going to be this one coming to us from 4chan right here. It is one called Chioda, which is just a really random one. This was seemingly, looks to be like the wireframe, whatever you want to call it, like just a 3D model minus the textures of a weird-looking creature. Now, of course, this could have nothing to do with Pokemon, right? But it was posted on the 4chan Pokemon, like, page or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't really know, guys. What do you think about this one? Now, first things first, you gotta remember, these, like, framed, like, like, kind of 3D models that you see right here, this isn't really uncommon, like, just in general, like, in game development, just in general. This is how it has to be done in 3D, right? So, this could be for something unrelated. I haven't really been able to figure out what this could be from. If you do, like a Google search for it, it doesn't really give you any results. It just gives you like other like Maya and like models from like free3d.com and stuff. So it's not like like this is from anything we've already seen before. And also, it wouldn't be that surprising for a developer of sorts, right, to just, or, just an individual out there, one of you guys maybe even, to just sit down and model something like this real quick and have it out there. Now, of course, this one does seem to have quite a few polygons, not gonna lie. It looks like it's been well modeled, and if you look at the way it's, like, shaped, it almost looks like it's tilting its head, right? Like, if you try to pay attention to, like, the bottom part, like, just like the head part, right? Looks like it's been tilted. So from your guys' perspective, if I was to do it like this, it would be kind of like this, right? Kind of like tilted like that. That's kind of what it looks like. So tilted like this. And it looks a little bit like, I don't know if I want to say crab-like or beetle-like, but it looks like some form of either water or bug type. That's kind of what I'm seeing when I look at this. And again, I could be totally wrong here, okay? I could be totally off beat, off track, off boom boom. I could be totally wrong, all right? But I'm just going to say, I think it feels like it's in that right direction, right? It's in that direction of what I would assume, okay, just assuming here, could be a realistic looking model. Now, of course, people can make fakes of these. The text included here, it says that this was, I guess, saved or whatever, or taken on the 23rd of April at 03:56. So that's kind of late, I'm not going to lie. And then there's also, like, another word here, which says, Kandanishiki Kicho. I'm guessing that might be the name of this thing in Japanese. Like the way it will be said. And then Chioda is like its like name in English, or I guess its name, just in general for the rest of us. But what do you guys think about this one? It's just a really odd one. I'm not gonna lie. This one is just a little too trippy for me. Next is this one right here. Now this seems to show what looks to me to be a map, okay? A map of the region that we're going to be going to in Scarlet and Violet. And I thought we'd zoom in on this one and see what it's all about. Now this was posted also on 4chan, so keep that in mind. Posted on 4chan. And it seems to show a map that shows what looks to be something very similar, I'm not gonna lie, very similar to what we saw in the trailer. Now, in the trailer, we actually already saw a bit of a map, but we didn't see the full version of it. And people have tried to recreate it, but this one was claiming that this is a real one, right? That this is a real leak. This is a real leaked version of the map. But let's break down what we see right here. Now, first thing first that I noticed, which has an issue for me, is this top part right here, okay? Now, let me explain what this top part here, for any of you who do not know how to read maps well, or your geography is more ding-dong than, whatever amount of brain cells I have. That doesn't work. That's like, if this region is based on Spain and Portugal, this bottom part, this chunky bottom part here, this works, okay? Because that is Portugal and Spain, and, Gibraltar somewhere at the bottom. Like, that would be, like, literally right at the bottom right here. Like, right around here is where Gibraltar would be. But my point is, this doesn't work. Like, you can't have this, which is literally Spain and Portugal and whatnot. You can't have that, but also have this up here. This doesn't work, because this is France. This up here would technically be France. Shit, I would even argue that, like, if you go a bit further up, you could even have Belgium considered up here, depending on how you read the map, right? But just a general map knowledge, if you look at this, it doesn't make sense, because you even probably have, like, in the middle right here, like, Andorra, but it could possibly be, right? That is that. But before we continue with anything else, I've got a message from our sponsors. I can feel my soul hurting because you're not playing Boomslingers. Boomslingers is a 1v1 battle action game available on iOS and Android. But that's not all. The game also features your own custom-made combos with over 50 collectible weapons and, of course, online multiplayer battle in real time. But is that not all you want? You also want a community? Well, guess what? They have a Discord server you can join, can play with your friends. It's all there. So what are you waiting for? Go download right now and join me in play. The link is in the description, ladies and gentlemen. That the top part here is Kalos. Now, of course, I can't read what it says right there, but it could be that that's just Kalos that I'm looking at. Now, let's just take up a picture of Kalos map. Let's look at the Kalos map and see what that looks like, because it looks very similar, right, to that. But it would be weird for them to include that in a map for this game's region. It just doesn't seem logical. So if you compare them here, you can see the top part right here, like literally right on the edge here, is this exact part right here from Kalos, where my camera is. So right there is that top part that we're looking up right here. Then if we just do like a comparison, like, yeah, basically it's a 1-to-1. Even the mountainous range down here is literally the mountains that kind of cap off between Spain and France, right? Kind of the, you know, the thing that kind of divides the two, right? Which, you know, in there in the middle you have Andorra, right? Which I'm hoping Andorra does make itself present in this game. I'm hoping for it. The reason why I'm hoping for it is because if it does make itself present, we could have like that be a connecting point between Kalos and the Scarlet and Violet region. And I think that would be honestly fantastic. But of course, that's very much unpredictable, right? We don't know if that's going to happen. So as I said, this map seems to be using the actual map we saw in the trailer. That's one. Number two, this map seems like it might be missing some aspects to it. And also, it's like, how many cities is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 cities, which would be enough for this to be a full region. But it seems a little bit empty in some areas, a little bit too, scarce. And also, I don't feel like there's enough stuff for the Portugal part of, the Iberian Peninsula. It's not enough for that there. So I don't really know. I want to know what you guys think about this one. I'm a little bit torn about it. I'm not going to lie. But I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And let's move on to the next thing, which is some interesting stuff here. So we've got like some stuff to take a look at. There's quite a few of these Reddit posts that I want to like talk about. Let's start with this one first. This one's been already sent to me multiple times. I already covered this one in a previous video. But I'm going to just say, I think these are fake. Apparently, the person who posted this was My Butterscotch, and this person by the name of Melofi actually like shared this and was basically just, showing them off. And this, as you can see, we've got like a few, regional variants, etc. I mean, this thing is just new, brand new and weird. And of course, we have a new evolution of sorts, but this is fake. I'm pretty certain this is fake. It also, like, just what's going on here, having this like broken paper, like design, whatever you want to call it, just doesn't make a lot of sense. It just seems a little forced in a way. It's a cool design though, I'm not gonna lie, all these look sick. It's just that it seems a little forced and highly unlikely that this is real. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. That's the first thing. Next up, which is an analysis of the riddles, if you don't know what we're referring to here, the riddles from Riddler Coup, who is a legitimate like guy who's leaked information in the past, or riddles with leaks in them. But yeah, so let's see what the analysis is by our boy Matayamato, who says the following. And as it seems, all the numbers given in the riddles should be pointing towards a single Pokemon. I tried my best to find the similarities between them. We start anti-clockwise from A5, linking it to 2, referring to Generation 2. So in this case, you started from A5, linking it to 2. So in this case, referring to Generation 2. Converting the hexadecimal A5 is equal to 165. 165 is the Pokedex number for Tentacruel in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So, okay. Then we have 30. 9A, which is 154, and Gen 3. I subtracted 154 with 30 to get 124. In Gen 3, route 124 is one of the routes where we can find Tentacruel. Interesting. So would that imply that Tentacruel is getting a regional variant? Because that could be what's going on here. Next, we have E2-226 and Gen 4. Similarly, route 226 is also one of the routes in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and BDSP where we can find Tentacruel. 3C, so 60, 73, and Gen 5. Again, I subtracted 73 with 60 to get 13. I searched for Tentacruel in Unova, and it seems to be not available in the wild and can only be obtained by transfer from another gen or the Dream World. But I tried looking at a list of trainers in Route 13. There was a fisherman, Jones, that had a level 63 Tentacruel in his party. Interesting. And of course, all of it might just be a coincidence, but it seems like they were getting a regional form for Tentacruel, which is an interesting theory. I'm not gonna lie. It might be just coincidence, you know, that all that's like making itself like make sense. But Riddler Coup does actually go all out to make his riddles as weird and complicated as he possibly can. Sometimes he gives us hints. I think the best person for figuring out some of these hints are you guys, the community, as you always come through with interesting like points and thoughts and whatnot. And this is a fantastic little ID here. Tentacruel getting a regional variant though would be interesting. It is one of those Gen 2 Pokemon that sort of is a little bit forgotten and hasn't really gotten any form of, you know, pre-Evo, Evo, legendary. I mean, not, you know, not counting the general line, which is like what, 2 Pokemon. But I'm talking about in the grander scale of things, right? It hasn't gotten a Mega, it hasn't gotten a regional variant, it hasn't gotten a new form in any way, not even like, you know, Dynamax, Gigantamax form or anything like that. So there's really nothing that this Pokemon has, you know, that's making it stand out in any different way. So I don't know, guys. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on it though in the comment section down below, which you know, I want to just know what you guys think. And then we have this post right here, which I'm gonna be honest, this one is a bit weird, but it's from I'm No Interesting, who shared this on Reddit and said, new leak found on 4chan. I think it's fake, but we never know. Because remember, with these sort of posts, you never know. People called the Ben Affleck leak, if you don't know what I'm referring to. This was a leak that just featured a picture of Ben Affleck and then a ton of information, and that leak was 100% correct. And people called that one fake, so just keep that in mind. But here's what it says, though. This dex is big, and the games are actually pretty fun so far. Instead of doing things the boring way, I want to make a game out of it. I am a bad artist, but I know the dex. I'll be taking requests of what you most like to see revealed. For example, you could request a type combo, or a specific legendary, a regional form. Anything you can correctly guess in the dex. 2 notes. 1. The leaked Fuecoco final evolution floating around is real. The leaked Oddish variant and Desert Scorpion Pokemon are not real. Do not bother requesting those ones. The 4chan poster is a translator and not the actual source. They are my proxy, my English localizer, and my mask to avoid exposing my IP or typing style in my own language. The post will start the ball rolling with Generation 9's Electric Rodent Pokemon. I don't know about that one. Toby. I don't know about Toby. I don't know about that. If you guys can't see it, which is this picture right here. I don't know, bro. I don't believe it. No. I'm going to call BS on this one. I'm just going to call BS on this one. Not going to lie. Just doesn't seem realistic enough. It just seems too far-fetched. No, that's not real. No way. But speaking of which, there's another rumor actually here on 4chan. I'm not going to show the image of this one because it's just a bunch. It's just a giant picture of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But it just says, Megas return. The new gimmick lets you revert your opponent's Megas. You have to choose between Mega evolving yourself and reverting. Also, Ash Greninja is getting retconned to be part of the new gimmick somehow. That actually wouldn't surprise me if they somehow did do that, like retcon the whole concept and try to implement it as like a part of this feature that we never knew. Like, oh my god, Ash Greninja was actually part of this thing from a region that never existed before, you know, 2022. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. It does seem like in the ballpark of what they would do. Let's be frankly honest here. They can do that kind of shit. They don't mind. Trust me, they don't mind. They've done worse, okay? They have done worse, so I wouldn't be surprised. But that's going to be pretty much it for all the information. I want to just quickly ask you guys, what do you think about Chioda, the first thing we saw, like the wire-framed 3D model design that we saw? What do you think about it? I think, like, based on what I can see its eyes and whatnot somewhat there, modeled, its nose, its head and everything. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, I'm going to see if I can kind of show you, like, a scarab. Wow, I kind of want to show you what I mean. It kind of reminds me a little bit of these guys, kind of like a beetle. Gives me a bit of a beetle vibe. Kind of like this thing. If you guys have ever played World of Warcraft, you know what this is. So, you know, this is a scarab mount, right? Which is something you have to, you know, it's kind of impossible to get in World of Warcraft. At least, like, this very specific one. If you want to be a scarab lord, you can't really do it much anymore, I think. But it was very difficult back in the day. Nonetheless, my point is, this design, for me, looks oddly similar. It just is giving me that same vibe. With the legs and everything, with the head, the way it's moving, just gives me like that, like, beetle vibe. Like it's some form of a beetle in one way or another, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't mind another beetle Pokemon, I guess. I mean, we did have Orbeetle, and I guess Heracross is a beetle of sorts too, right? So literally beetle. So yeah, I wouldn't mind another one. Just would be a bit odd, I'm not gonna lie, if that's what it is, because it just seems a little redundant in a way if they're doing that. Like, I mean, is it just me? As for the map though, I am just confused why you are showing, you know, in this case, the Kalos map. It just doesn't make any lot of sense to me. And I'm trying to look at the map here, like, of actual Kalos, and where all, like, the located cities and everything is. And it somewhat matches up with the top image, kind of missing some of the minor cities, I guess. But if you look at, like, all the big cities, technically, yes, they're all kind of there. You know, all the places are kind of there. So, I don't know. You are missing a few things, though. Like, a few smaller towns and stuff are not really included on this map. But it just seems weird to me that you would have all of Kalos included. Now, would that be possible? Sure, I could be totally wrong and they could do that. But just seems a little forced. I'm not going to lie. I don't think they're going to do that. And the reason I don't think they're going to give us Kalos as well is we're talking about Game Freak here. They don't need to do that. If they give us the bare minimum, people will still buy this and play it, okay? People don't, like, you don't need to give Pokemon fans more than the bare minimum, and they will still pay. If they double their price tomorrow for Pokemon games, if they just decide to be like, it's not $60 anymore, you know, I mean, the price already went up from 45 to 60, right? But if they said you have to pay 120 base price from now on, that's a single game. That's not even double pack or anything. The single game, 120. People would bitch, but you know what the sad part is? People would still buy it. People would still buy it. People will still spend money on it. People still will. You can say, I wouldn't, Ruffled, I wouldn't. The sad part is, if you're desperate enough, you will. Because, unfortunately, people are like that. Of course, I would buy it because I have to cover it. It's my job. It's part of my day-to-day routine to cover these games. But I'm just saying, okay, they don't need to do it. And that's why I don't think they will do it. Because there's no like incentive for them to do that, because it's just extra development time and an extra waste of time of theirs, where they can spend that time they would have had to port Kalos over and basically recreate parts of it to fit in with this game. That time can be spent on something else. So I'm going to tell you, this map is fake, unless it's supposed to be some sort of weird connected thingy where, like, you can visit individual towns for a temporary time. Then fair enough. But in the large scale of things, I think this one is fake. But yeah, ladies and gents, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, then drop a like down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out and bye-bye.